Are cute and defenseless animal babies always harmless? For instance, barely feathered golden eagles and cuckoos in the fight for more food kill their nest siblings. Horrifying, you say? Well, tiger sharks start doing this in their mother's womb. In this video, I'll tell you about the most dangerous animal babies. Do you want to learn about water salamanders, which first kill their kind and then their own family? Then watch till the end. The golden eagle, the winged embodiment of nobility in nature, soaring swiftly in the air, has accompanied humanity with its majesty for many centuries. A female golden eagle lays no more than 3 eggs in her nest. The struggle for the survival of the chicks begins immediately. A few days' difference between the laying of the eggs leads to the first hatched chick gaining an advantage in natural selection. The larger chick attacks its younger siblings, taking the lion's share of the food brought by the parents. Often, the chicks hatched second and third do not survive their first weeks of life due to aggression from their older brothers and sisters. Although the parents could intervene, golden eagles do not protect their chicks from each other. Being a predator, the golden eagle prefers to hunt large prey, such as hares, mice, and rats, and often uses smaller birds as food. Its prey also includes young deer, sheep, calves, and goats. It also hunts animals larger than itself, such as foxes, wolves, roe deer, and deer, as well as hawks. The golden eagle is not afraid to attack prey significantly larger than itself. A golden eagle needs up to 4 pounds of meat daily, but it can survive without food for up to 5 weeks if necessary. Are you aware that fratricide naturally regulates the population of hyenas? A female hyena can give birth to up to 7 cubs. Birth occurs about 14 weeks after conception. The newborn puppies are usually placed in caves or dug-out burrows. Interestingly, hyena offspring have open eyes and sharp teeth from birth, which they use to establish their dominance. The struggle between them starts at an early stage and continues for weeks. Adult hyenas do not intervene in these fights, as the battles occur in narrow tunnels, which the mothers rarely can penetrate. About 25% of hyena offspring die at the hands of their own brothers and sisters within the first month of their life. Hyenas are predators, and their primary source of nutrition is meat. Previously, it was believed that they fed exclusively on carrion and the remains of other predators' prey. However, this is not the case. Spotted hyenas are also hunters. They procure their own food, and hunting constitutes about 90% of their diet. Their diet includes large herbivores such as buffalo, gazelles, zebras, wild boars, giraffes, rhinoceroses, and hippos. Additionally, hyenas can feed on small wild animals, domestic livestock, and carrion. For example, sand tiger sharks play the Hunger Games already in their mother's womb. These underwater predators are considered safe for humans, but they exhibit aggressive behavior towards each other. Female sand tiger sharks have 2 uteri, each producing numerous eggs that hatch inside. These embryos quickly develop teeth, which they use to attack and consume their siblings, as well as unfertilized eggs. Eventually, only 2 individuals survive, one from each uterus. This is why the sand tiger shark is the only species on the list that kills its kin before they are even born. By the time of their birth, these sharks already possess innate predatory skills. The sand tiger shark, a blood relative of the formidable great white shark, is not lagging behind in its terrifying appearance. In fact, it might even surpass its relatives in its fearsome power. Equipped with 3 rows of fine, sharp teeth, often visible in its open maw, this shark instills fear in all. Even when its mouth is closed, the oral cavity still draws attention with its dagger-like teeth. From the animal world to the world of insects, it turns out that it is not so harmless either. Copidosoma floridanum is a parasitic wasp known for its astonishing mode of reproduction. It selects the egg of a night moth as its victim and lays 1 or 2 of its own eggs inside it. Here's where it gets interesting. These eggs undergo a process of polyembryony. That is, they clone themselves. Within the egg, a huge number of parasitic larvae, from 1,500 to 3,000, are formed. Impressive, isn't it? But the most memorable part of this process is that some of these larvae become female soldiers. They develop larger and stronger than their brothers and sisters, and their main task is to protect all the other reproductive larvae. But what happens to all these numerous sister larvae? Here's where it gets a bit grim. The female larvae seek out their brothers and eat them. Just 1 or 2 brothers are enough to fertilize all of them. It's a kind of sacrifice they make for their own survival. Thus, the soldier larvae ensure their food supply and reproductive success. Perhaps not the most conventional and bloodthirsty method, but it makes Copidosoma floridanum so amazing and unique in the animal world. In the animal world, there is a scientific term for the killing of one's own brothers and sisters: siblicide. Among the population of Central Asian lynxes, this pathology is also observed. However, unlike hyenas, the situation here unfolds differently. Baby lynxes are born blind and defenseless. In the early stages of their life, fighting fighting is not part of their usual repertoire. In their inner world, there is no place for thoughts of skirmishes until the second month of life. During this period, they begin to transition to solid food. Young lynxes have a hard time at this stage. Their growth slows down. One of the reasons for aggression may be fear of starvation caused by a lack of food, but disputes and confrontations between them happen only once. A fight can last a few minutes or even a few hours, but such cases are not typical and do not occur in all litters. A distinctive feature of lynxes compared to hyenas is that the most timid parental female will do everything possible to separate the fighting cubs. She will act harshly and decisively, taking the side of the most vulnerable baby and then preventing the aggressor from approaching it. The lynx is a predator capable of hunting a variety of animals. It stands out for its carnivorous nature. Lynxes can kill prey 3 to 4 times their size and consume 1 to 2 kilograms of meat daily. Carefully stalking their prey, they approach it unnoticed. Then, they pounce on it, delivering a deadly bite to the neck or biting its muzzle to death. After that, they carry the prey to a cleverly hidden shelter to eat it in solitude. In search of bloodthirsty babies, let's turn our gaze to the water's surface, where tiger salamanders reside. They are found in natural areas of the USA, southern Canada, and northern Mexico. This unpretentious creature is adapted to life in various environments: deserts and semi-deserts, coniferous and deciduous forests, meadows, and fields. However, the main condition for the tiger salamander is the presence of a nearby body of water. It prefers loose sandy soils. Forming from aquatic larvae, or tadpoles, tiger salamanders have differences. From their eggs can develop 2 types of tadpoles. Those that become cannibals are characterized by larger heads, mouths, and bigger teeth. They devour younger tadpoles and develop faster. Interestingly, tiger salamanders are capable of recognizing their kin, including brothers, sisters, and even cousins. In their hunt, they first attack other tadpoles in one pond before attacking their own family. The salamander leads a solitary lifestyle. It is active only at night. During the day, it is hidden in burrows, under logs or stones, avoiding sunlight. In October, it hibernates in the earthy burrows of rodents but can also dig its own shelter. As for feeding, the tiger salamander is a real glutton. It devours a huge amount of food, including insects, frogs, and worms. Detecting prey by smell, it instantly attacks, capturing it with its sticky tongue. Some have sharp beaks, others teeth and claws. But have you heard about birds that defend themselves with their stomach acid? Meet the fulmar from the family of petrels. Visually, it is very similar to a seagull and exudes irresistible charm, but one should not be mistaken about it. At first glance, the fulmar may seem somewhat defenseless, but in reality, it possesses incredible ingenuity and observance. The sea and fulmars are inseparable concepts. Fulmars prefer to stay near the coastline, never straying far from their native harbors. They are never drawn to the vastness of the ocean. They fly no further than 110 miles. The single egg becomes a real treasure for a pair of fulmars. First, the female, then the male, will incubate the baby, each for 3 days. The one nesting will be deprived of proper nutrition. As soon as the chick is born, both parents immerse themselves in an endless search for food. Sometimes fulmars overdo it with the amount of food. By the end of the breeding season, the chicks become much bulkier than their parents, sometimes so heavy that they are unable to fly. The fulmar's diet consists of marine food, plankton, squids, shrimps, and fish. If necessary, they will eat carrion and fish scraps. During the breeding period, fulmars can even eat plants. Despite their harmlessness, fulmars possess the ability to defend themselves from enemy attacks. They can shoot an unusual oily liquid with an unpleasant smell at the attacker. Even the smallest chicks have sniper skills. This substance is located in the bird's proventriculus and consists of fatty acids and triglycerides. In colder air temperatures, the liquid turns into wax. Its color can vary from transparent to red-brown. This defense method of fulmars not only has the element of surprise and the ability to repel with its unpleasant smell, but it can also be dangerous for the enemy. If it hits and solidifies on the feathers of a bird, it glues them together, rendering the bird unable to fly or swim, which sometimes results in death from hypothermia. Fulmars themselves do not suffer from the consequences. They know how to clean their feathers of this substance. The main function of the oily liquid is to serve as a kind of fuel and provide the bird with enough energy for long flights. It is also used as food for the chicks. Let's continue our discussion about birds. Did you know that cuckoos kill their foster siblings to get more attention from their foster parents? Cuckoos, being adopted, are known for their cruelty towards their foster siblings. They deliberately kill them or push them out of the nest so that they can be cared for by the foster parents themselves. Female cuckoos leave their eggs in the nests of other birds, making them care for their offspring. The first hatched cuckoo chick begins to expel the other eggs from the nest nest and tricks the adult birds into feeding it more. However, it should be noted that the cuckoo chick acts only on natural instinct, and its behavior is not the result of a conscious choice. Just touching its back, where sensitive papillae are located, triggers it to enter the ejector posture, ready to push out any object that touched it. Supporting the fellow chicks or eggs with its wings, the cuckoo chick carefully rises to the edge of the nest, lowers its head down, presses its forehead to the bottom of the nest, and pushes back forcefully. Regardless of whether it is an egg or a chick, the ejected object first rises up and then falls down. The cuckoo chick, having rid itself of unwanted ones, resumes its business. One might think that its actions are extremely cruel. However, this is necessary for its survival, as the cuckoo chick is very greedy and removes competitors from the nest. It's worth noting that after 4 days, the ejecting instinct disappears, and the cuckoo chick never again pushes helpless chicks or eggs out of the nest. The foster parents feed the cuckoo chick all day, and it grows rapidly. After 20 days, it leaves the nest, but its devoted parents continue to feed it for some time. Having been left without a mother, it is forced to use this method of survival. The honey badger is an incredible creature that nothing can frighten. It is one of the most courageous representatives of the animal world and can fight with 6 lions at once. Even king cobras and leopards cannot stand against it. It has such a strong immune system that it can fall asleep after a deadly cobra bite and then wake up to continue eating the same cobra. This honey badger is one of the most notorious tough guys of the animal world. This is confirmed by a record in the Guinness Book of Records, where it is featured as the most fearless creature. Often called the fearless creature of the desert, its bravery is likely linked to the unique properties of its skin, which allow it to attack not only snakes and bees but also monitor lizards, leopards, and lions. Thanks to its tough skin, the honey badger becomes a dangerous opponent for these predators. The honey badger's mating games occur annually, and only during this time can one see the male and female together. After such games, it takes about 5 to 6 months before the female gives birth. Usually, 2-3 cubs are born, which are fed with their mother's milk. Honey badgers carry their cubs in their mouths to new burrows every 2 to 5 days, which they dig in the wild. They stay in the burrow for about 2 to 3 weeks and then first come out of their shelter. The mother teaches her cubs the rules of survival in the big world, and only thanks to these lessons do they have a chance to survive. The honey badger is considered a true hunter only after dealing with serious prey, a poisonous snake. Adult individuals are not afraid to climb into beehives for bee larvae and honey. It's precisely because of their passion for honey that this animal got its name. If honey badgers encounter lions or leopards, they try to confuse the predators, presenting themselves as attackers. In case of failure, the badger emits an unpleasant smell, similar to a skunk. Thus, it wins time and escapes, leaving the big cats empty-handed.